All right, day 426 of going live in a row. We are looking at a property in Birmingham, Alabama. And just so you guys can see what I'm filtered on, I'm looking at properties that are 4-bedroom properties that have just been on the market for less than 3 days. And the reason I'm doing this is how I came about 529 Marshall Ave in Birmingham, Alabama, 35215 is because I was looking at properties to stay on top of the market. And this property, as a 4-bedroom, if you've been following our lives, right, we've been looking at properties where we say, hey, what are the price per square foot that's of properties that are coming onto the market? Because with interest rates going up and down, right, if you follow the US 10-year treasury bond yield, that's how the mortgage rates typically interact. And when you see the slow dance doing with the 30-year mortgages, as interest rates go up, your selling price goes down because your affordability goes down and your willingness to pay goes down, obviously, right? It's all correlated. The problem is when you are pursuing the strategy of BRRRR, which stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat, that strategy is all predicated on you estimating the after repair value, or the ARV, correctly. Now, why is this so advantageous, right? Typically, when you buy a property, you are using a 20% down payment type of loan product, typically, right? You might save up all your money from your full-time job to put a 20% down, buy an investment property, hope that it produces some cash flow, and save up all your money again to redo it. But when you're able to buy a property, let's say for $35,000, and you're able to renovate that property for, let's say, $40,000. So now you're all in for 75 grand, but you're able to make that property worth 100 grand. Well, now you can go get a 75% loan value loan product because your home's now worth 100 grand. You can get a loan for 75% of that. So that's $75,000. Take that back out as loan proceeds, not as taxable income, but as loan proceeds. And you can use that loan with the cash in hand now to rinse and repeat the process, meaning you can use the same 75 grand, go buy another home. Maybe it's 40 grand this time and it's 35 grand in rehab. And now you're still able to make it worth 100 grand. You can keep doing that over and over and over using the same 75 grand. That's why it's so advantageous, because it's very scalable using the same amount of limited capital that you might have on hand. Great. So now, that strategy is still dependent on what? Estimating your ARV, your after repair value, correctly. And for you to estimate the ARV correctly, what people typically do is they will look at the properties that's been sold and they'll say, hey, what's been sold in this market and zip code for the past couple of months? What's been the dollar per square foot that's being sold for? And if I were to convert this property from a 3-bedroom to a 4-bedroom, what might that be? Now, obviously, estimating the ARV and comping is an art, not a science, because if you were to look for the perfect comp, it would be, hey, 529 Marshall Ave is being sold. So what did this property on the adjacent lot, assuming it's the same lot size, which is not possible, or maybe this property across the street, same lot size, same square footage, same bed bath count, same finishes, same siding, same everything, same year built. What did that one sell for? That would be your perfect comp, right? But rarely do you see that as you go across man-made borders, like you're going past this I-59, or you're going through natural borders, such as these creeks or mountains or hills. Now you're in whole different neighborhoods. So now your risk of estimating that ARV correctly on a dollar per square foot perspective goes up higher. What if you're in a neighborhood that people don't really value homes above 2,000 square feet, so you don't get a premium? In fact, your dollar per square foot goes down lower as you go above 2,000 square feet or 1,500 square feet. It doesn't matter what it is. Every neighborhood has those sort of characteristics where people are not willing to pay a premium for what you do to the property. Okay. So with that said, this is why we're tracking properties that are coming onto the market. And I'll show you exactly what I've been doing. I've been looking at properties that are coming on the market, writing down all the attributes. This is 1,219 square feet. This was built in year 1956. This is being listed for 189,900. So $1 per square foot perspective, this property is on the market for 156, which is well above almost every other property that's come on the market. All right, so this is listed for 1129.24. So maybe as you see that this property is 2,100 square feet, you're not seeing that big of a lift in dollar per square foot. So what might that tell you? That might tell you that, hey, maybe where is this property, first of all? And second of all, are you going to get a premium in that neighborhood? Right? This property was a 4.2, 1468. That property sold on August 2nd for, what did it sell for? It was listed at 194 and it sold for 189, I believe. Maybe, it sold for 194. So it sold for what it was. So you say, hey, this was sold for 132 and now they're listing for 156. Will they achieve that price, or should this really be a lot lower? I don't know. Right? With interest rates going up and down, you don't know. And this is the art part of estimating. ARV. No. Let's see what subdivision this is in. This property is in nearest neighborhood. And I scroll down. This is in Woodcrest right here. Woodcrest. No other properties in Woodhead. There are some properties in Arrowhead. Where's Arrowhead? It is a big zip code. All right, so now I can write some conditions of this home so that I can figure out, okay, what does it look? New siding, newly painted outside, good flooring, new kitchen, or maybe the cabinets have just been repainted, but it makes it look nice, right? Just use that type of color for cabinets. Bathrooms are really modern and nice. No carpet. So nice kitchen, no stainless appliances. Cabinets are either new or repainted light green. Bathrooms are super modern with tile finishes. Home is painted, no carpet, but flooring looks like it could use a refinish. So this tells me general condition of the paint, the walls, the floors, the kitchen, and the bathroom. So I figure out, hey, what condition of that home is. Because when I see another property and I say, hey, I got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath at 1,219 square feet, can I add an extra bedroom? And if I do, can I make that property worth $156 a square foot? Because then I can justify how much money I'm pouring into the property. That's why this is so important for you to actually figure out whether or not this is worth your time. Okay. All right. So now that we got this property in here, let me just underwrite this property so that we can analyze this deal together. So if I go to affordablehousing.com and I want to pull up my market rents, I can go to the owner section. I'm gonna go to the market rent estimator, plug in the address, plug in the bedroom count, and now I have properties. What is renting out for on average? So on average for 25 units within a 2.6 mile radius, the average rent is $1,293. So I'll just do 1,300. Okay, 1300. And of course, you guys want to copy the spreadsheet? Just go to affordablehousing.io. You guys can get a copy of the spreadsheet, and this is the fastest way for you to get a copy of the spreadsheet. All right. So this property is listed for $189,900, $189,900. Because all the siding is new already, I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna leave aside $1,500 for the roof, just in case there's any patching that needs to get done. I'm gonna set aside $500 for the landscaping, just in case there's anything I need to do. And then I'm gonna have refinishing on the floors for 1,219 square feet. That's all I'm gonna use. I'm assuming I don't need to replace any more flooring or do any more painting. So I got about $5,000 in rehab right there. I got 2 toilets I want to replace with high pressure flush toilets to prevent any clogged toilet issues, because I haven't had any issues. So that gives me total rehab about $9,300. Great. Now for my property taxes, I'm going to go down to my Redfin payment calculator. I'm going to go on to and just use $130 for the property taxes. For my homeowner insurance, I'm going to use 147 times 1.2. I'm adding a 20% premium because, well, I'm assuming that this $147 estimate is for a property that is going to be used as a primary residence home. And if you use it as an investment property, typically insurance companies view your property as a riskier asset, so they're going to charge more in premium. So that's why I'm multiplying by 1.2 because I'm adding a 20% premium here. Okay. Now, with this said, I got 10% set aside for me, excuse me. And this is for future replacements, right? If I don't set aside 130 bucks every single month, and in 100 months from now, I get a roof replacement bill for 13 grand, this extra $130 that I thought I made, it's all gone. And you would have thought you made an extra 130 bucks every single month for the past 100 months, and you've been grossly mistaken. So don't be that person. Make sure you underwrite this property with maintenance and future capital expenditure replacements, because you know that roof is going to replace, that air conditioner is going to get replaced at some point. And frankly, to be honest, I mean, your water heater is going to get replaced somewhere too. And don't forget, you're going to get some clogged toilet calls, clogged kitchen sinks. That's just in the reality. So please, please, please set aside this money. I got 10% set aside for property management expenses. I got 5% set aside for vacancy because I know the property is going to be empty at some point. Okay. Now, for my down payment in F19, I'm going to do 25% down on this property. So my down payment is going to equal to my B4, my asking price, multiplied by my down payment percentage of 25% in F19. So I'm going to be putting down 47.5K roughly. I got 2.5% for closing costs, $93 for the renovations that we just talked about. So my financing amount in K6 is going to equals to my B4, my asking price, minus my down payment amount. That's going to equals to $142,000. I'm going to underwrite this property at about 7.5% interest rate to borrow a loan right now. It's probably between 7 and 8. And that's going to give me a negative cash flow estimate of negative 327. So if I were to buy this property as its current price and I am only able to rent it out for 1,300 bucks, this would be a negative 6.4% cash on cash return, assuming you bought this property for $189,900 with a $9,300 rehab, 25% down, 7.5% interest rate on the financing. Wow. So what if I lower the property price, right? And the reason I'm doing this is because I want you all to have practice of adjusting the levers, understanding what price or set terms would make this a deal, quote unquote. Now, I'm not saying 10% is a magical number. This is not investment advice. We're not soliciting any investments on this call. I'm just simply showing you how to play around with the different levers and inputs so that you can mathematically understand what is a deal, quote unquote, in your mind. You got to talk to your own investment professionals, your own financial advisors about what your strategy portfolio, what the strategy of your portfolio looks like. Why are you diversifying this way? Why are you allocating your resources in these types of assets? You got to do it. So asking price. If I lower this to, let's say, 100 grand, now I'm at 4.7%. If I go to 80 grand, I'm at 9.5. So now, assuming everything else is constant, I can rent this property for 1,300 bucks. I will now cash for $249 a month instead. That's a 9.5% return on my capital, much closer to my target. But I'll have to buy this property for $80,000, assuming my rehab is $9,300 with a down payment percentage. Everything else stays same. I'll do one more thing. Like, what if the interest rates continue to go down? What if it goes to 6%, right? See what happened to my cash and cash return? It just went up. So if interest rates drop 1.25%, I can now afford to pay almost $88,000 for this property. That's an $8,000 increase in my willingness to pay for this property to achieve the same target return of 10%. This is now 9.8. But again, that's assuming everything else stay constant, because now I'm cash flowing $273 a month. That is the difference between how interest rates can personally affect your willingness to pay for a property if you're pursuing a long-term rental as a Section 8. All right, I hope this was helpful, everybody. If you guys have questions, please leave a comment in the YouTube video or message me anytime on Instagram at investwithkenhe or DM me directly on LinkedIn. I hope this was helpful for you. I really wanted someone to walk me through and tell me exactly how to determine whether something's a deal. And sometimes people just give you very vague numbers, but they don't actually understand or calculate for you what goes into that number. This is the best way to go about it. So if you guys want to copy the spreadsheet, I didn't make the spreadsheet from scratch. I got it from a few other folks. I modified, I tweaked it based on my experience. It's going to differ by market, especially the renovation costs. But this is the fastest way to get a copy spreadsheet. And I hope you copy my homework. Analyze the same deal I analyzed today. This is a property that's on the market. I didn't make it up. Put it on your own spreadsheet. And start your own YouTube channel. Because if someone ever asks you, hey, why do you think this is the deal? It's like, I know this is the deal because I've been looking at properties for the past 426 days. Might that give you some confidence that you know what you're doing? I certainly hope so. All right. I hope you all have an amazing day. I'll see you all tomorrow for day 427. Have a good one, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all had such a great dinner with your family and friends. So that's what life is all about. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow.